Well, we are very excited about rolling out Connexus National. Let me tell you a little bit about the why of Connexus Leadership Network. Recent survey I came across says 70% of Christians are unsure how their work serves God. 70%. 70%. 78% of Christians say their work is of less value than their pastors. Meaning what happens on Sunday is really what's important. The other 6 days, not so much. This is the prevailing mindset. 60% of Christians have no clarity at all about their calling. 60%. I think we can do better than that. I think we have to do better than that. I think Jesus is counting on us to do better than that. Charles Spurgeon put it this way: it's far easier to become a monk or a nun and shut ourselves up all alone than it is to live in the midst of ungodly people and yet to be ourselves godly. To trade with the usual followers of commerce and not fall into their business customs. To mix with the unusual host of thinkers and yet not to think the way that they think, but to endeavor to think the thoughts of God and to obey the will of the Most High. It's a lot easier on Sunday than the other 6 days. And that's what the Connexus Leadership Network is really all about. It's about connecting the church place and the workplace and helping the other 70% discover the importance of the other 6 days. There's something amazing when you see someone, the light comes on and they realize, I was made for Monday. I was made for Monday. That God has a purpose for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday as well, and not just Sunday. Let me tell you a little bit about where this passion comes from for me. I've been pastor of Valley Christian Church in Poughkeepsie, New York for 29 years. I know that's hard to believe. I was 5 years old when I became the pastor, but also for 12 years, I coached high school football in the public school system, interacting with school administrators and parents and teachers and, of course, the players. And most all I learned about leadership, I learned through coaching football. And how I learned to talk to people was actually through coaching football. And as you can imagine, it's hard to be a Christian and coach high school football. If you can imagine what you hear sometimes through those headsets is really pretty remarkable. But Jesus said, as Bishop Matera just mentioned, Jesus said, you're the salt of the earth, not the church. You're the light of the world, not the church. And as crazy as it sounds, so many times I feel more comfortable on a sideline than behind a pulpit. I know God made me for that time in my life to walk those sidelines. And I can't really say I'm never going to do it again. It may happen again. But this is what my passion is for every Christian, is to help them really discover, no matter what sphere God's placed them in, God has a plan and a purpose for you, a unique plan and purpose, and to help you discover that and to fulfill that plan and purpose the other 6 days. And so the Latin word connexus means literally a connecting structure, and that's exactly who we are and what we try to be in Connexus Leadership Network. And Bishop Matera asked if Connexus Leadership Network, if we could just partner with USCAL and actually become the arm, if you will, the marketplace arm of USCAL. And I was thrilled because you know what that means? That means my coaching staff's going to get even better. As I get the opportunity to partner with and work with USCAL and with Connexus National Team. And that's what we want to do. We want to coach you up. And so tomorrow afternoon, the Connexus National Team is just going to take some time and to coach you up. And there's 3 specific questions we want to help answer in our time tomorrow afternoon. See if these would help anyone. The first question is this: how do I live out my faith with courage in the industry that God's called me to? How do I live it out the other 6 days? Second question we're going to endeavor to answer is this: how do I become an expert leader in my field using biblical foundational principles? And the third question that we're going to try to answer according to the scripture is this: how do you live Christ-like in an environment where there is business competitiveness and unethical practices? How do you do that? And what we want to do, again, if you're a church leader, we want to coach you up on how you can talk to those in your church and help them to discover their unique purpose that God created them for the other 6 days. We're also looking to identify regional hubs as well, so we can replicate this all over the country. Because we want there to be a regional hub within driving distance of every single person in the United States, so that they can come and they can get empowered and equipped for the other 6 days as well. And I agree, Bishop, my passion as well, that the day would come, we wouldn't have to say church place and workplace. It would just be, it's all God's. And Sunday's not more important than the rest of the week as well. And so we're just really excited about this. I want to invite you to come out tomorrow afternoon as we have about an hour and a half, 90 minutes, and we're going to answer these questions. We're also going to have a panel Q&A as well, a dialogue, interaction. In your folder, you see there's a little flyer in there about Connexus. Our website is connexusleaders.cc. You can go ahead and check out what we're doing there. We have 30 online resources. We're building that on a regular basis. Some of the top leadership people in the marketplace and in the church place already. You can tap into resources they've recorded for us and that are contributing to us on a regular basis. Lead Global 360, Apostle John Kelly's organization, they're coming in October with some real ringers he's bringing in. They're going to continue to equip and resource as well in our Connexus conference in October, and then those become available to you. And so right now, I'm the coach, but you know, a coach also needs a cheerleader. So I want to invite up a cheerleader, one of our cheerleaders, Kristina Hosch here. And Chris is one, now she's not going to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this about Chris. Kristina Hosch is the number 2 female real estate owner in New York City. Number 2. She's not going to tell you that, okay? And that's what Connexus is all about, is really people that are doing it, people that are getting it done, showing others how to be that salt and light and fulfill God's plan and purpose right where they are. And so, Chris, you want to share a little bit, because you've been with us on this journey since the beginning. You're in.
Come on, man. All right. So I've been moving in business for 25 years. And Connexus is clearly an answer to prayer. And just the fact that I can call Dr. Greg, a seasoned pastor for 29 years, and Bishop Matera, 40 years, and I sit on the council of USCAL, and the amazing pastors that sit on the council, and I'm like moving in the marketplace for 25 years, and God has strategically positioned me, who is the unchurched, or would have been called that probably, because I just really, over the last 10 years, started to really understand where I fit in all this, and where probably many of you fit. And so I love the season we're in, that God is using a conference like this to bridge exactly what Dr. Matera said. We've got everybody's different in this room. We have different ages, we have different cultures, we have different visions. But one of them is the marketplace, and I'm called to business, and I know many of you probably are sensing that this is a season where there's visions, and he wants to develop something. Many of you can be probably the next huge franchise owners, and this is where it starts. And so Connexus is gonna be that for you. Connexus is gonna be that resource for you. Connexus is gonna speak your language. And the fact that I can get up here and be me, you know, be who I am. I'm in business every single day and come here and speak about God and show, because I'm sold out. I'm all in. I might not speak exactly the way, and I might not be able to quote scriptures like these guys, but I'm working on it. And I believe that Connexus is going to be an opportunity for you to be you. And I'm going to tell you that be excited about that, because when you recognize that this lane is a kingdom lane and it's official and it is valid, let me tell you, you don't have to tell me anymore. I'm ready to go. What am I designing for God? What am I building for God? What kind of budget do I have? How many employees do I have? Where are we going? How much time do I have? Come on, let's go, let's go. Okay, get ready, marketplace, because we're coming. We're coming. Cheerleader, woohoo!
One last thing, you know, God always gives you what you need. And we were putting this together about 3 years ago. And we believe in the 7 mountains, 7 spheres. And we were looking, and I just didn't have, I wanted representation from all 7. And I just didn't have anyone in the entertainment mountain. And I was like, you know, we can't like the 6th sphere. You know, what are we going to do here? Let's rework the whole thing. And then someone came to me and said, have you ever talked to Jill Turner, who serves in our nursery at the church? I was like, no, I never have. They're like, you ought to go talk to her, find out what she does. How many of you have ever heard of Mr. Rogers? Okay. You know, they relaunched that called Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. She's the lead writer on Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. She just won her 3rd Emmy Award 2 months ago, and she is taking care of and ministering to babies on Sunday morning. And I said, Jill, would you represent the entertainment sphere for us in Connexus Leadership Network? And she said, sure. And it was actually back in February when she spoke. She had just nominated at that point, and then she won her 3rd Emmy there. Also, she's the lead writer on the new launch of Blue's Clues as well. And so just amazing. God gave us what we need, and we believe in partnership with USCAL, that really Connexus Leadership Network is going to give so many people just what they need, that little push to really have a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment the other 6 days, Monday through Saturday. So join us tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much.